The prior video establishes that fiduciary vulnerability boils down to the presence or absence of documents demonstrating fulfillment of fiduciary duty. Documents from service providers showing fulfillment are aplenty, but a fiduciary's internal documents showing its internal oversight evaluations of fees and conflicts of interest are often missing. This can be tragic, as these are the very issues for which fiduciaries are successfully sued. The Department of Labor published guidelines on how to create oversight documents. It recommends A, using a prudent process, and B, arrive at reasonable decisions. So, we have our assignment. Gather data, evaluate it, make reasonable conclusions, and write it all down. Now, where do we get to the starting point? Reliable and relevant data. Surprise! You already have it. It was mailed to you. Many fiduciaries, not realizing its value, threw it away or into a file drawer. So, allow me to reintroduce you to Regulation 408(b)(2, which became effective in 2012. The preamble to 408(b)(2 states its purpose. Listen to this. To assist plan fiduciaries in assessing the reasonableness of fees and conflicts of interest. Bingo! Just what we need. So let's review what 408(b)(2 is. First, service providers mail 408(b)(2 disclosure statements describing their fee arrangements to the fiduciaries. Second, fiduciaries, that's you, evaluate whether those statements are complete. If incomplete or confusing, the fiduciary must send a letter requesting the missing information. If that request letter is ignored, the fiduciary must report that fact to the Department of Labor. Third, whoever signs the annual 5500 form, under penalty of perjury, must attest that the fiduciary uses a 408(b)(2 review process. Penalties abound. Consider that under 408(b)(2, the Department of Labor, after a 3-year period of public commentary, has decided exactly what data is relevant for fee and conflicts of interest evaluations. The department requires service providers to the plan to mail that data to you. It's so important, if they don't, you have to report them. If you use that data for your evaluations, it would be prudent and reasonable, wouldn't it? How could the nuisance lawyer find fault with that? He can't. Now, your first assignment in this process is to determine if the disclosure statement is complete. That's a problem. The Department's explanation of 408(b)(2 takes 29,617 words, more than 5 times longer than the U.S. Constitution. Even if you have the requisite vocabulary and expertise, to digest the meaning, make checklists, and create documents is a time-consuming ordeal. I know, because that's what we did to create our easy-to-use software called SafeD. S stands for Service Provider, identifies who must send you a disclosure statement. A for Assemble Statements. If statements are missing, the site creates your information request letter for you. F, fill out answers to questions posed on the website. Most are yes, no. E, evaluate. The site summarizes the data you entered and presents it back to you for your 3 evaluations: whether 408(b)(2 disclosures are complete, whether reported fees are reasonable, whether conflicts of interest are unreasonable. D, download your worksheets, letters, and minutes fully documented and signature ready. This is your proof of using a prudent process and arriving at reasonable conclusions. SafeD is free from conflicts of interest. No moving the plan, no changing investments, no hiring co-fiduciaries or consultants, no collecting outside bids, not a single relationship is threatened. Access to SafeD is provided by TPAs. TPAs pay us a licensing fee to use the site and a document fee. Your TPA can enter your data for you, or it may authorize you to enter your own data. Pricing will vary. You two work out which you would prefer. You can fix mistakes or edits for free. Our no-worry guarantee allows unlimited re-entry to the site, edits, and re-downloads at no cost. You have 3 courses of action from which to choose. You can ignore ERISA rules, your fiduciary exposure to litigation, this analysis, your mandatory requirement to evaluate 408b2 disclosures. Close your eyes and hope for the best, accepting unlimited personal liability for which you receive not 1 penny. Really. Or you can create documents on your own, taking days or weeks, hope for the best, or use SafeD, which takes just minutes and is fast, easy, reliable, thorough, and inexpensive, and proves your good faith efforts to comply. To get started, you must register, which is free. If your TPA has already authorized you to use the site, you're good to go. If not, you will be asked for your TPA's email so we can send a reminder. Let's review some thoughts as I wrap up. Before ERISA became law, some corporate executives had taken money from retirement plans to keep their publicly traded businesses afloat, and when those businesses failed, retirees lost their pensions. Congress decided to never let that happen again and made personal liability a key ingredient in their enforcement under ERISA. Point is, personal liability is not going away. The 2008 Supreme Court ruling, 9-0, allowing participants to sue you, is not going away. The legions of "you don't pay unless we win" nuisance lawyers are not going away. I don't like to get too negative, but now that you've seen this video, if you don't do something and you do get sued, you'll kick yourself for the rest of your life. You aren't paid to take this risk, yet you personally take the hit for some corporate problem. You pay the legal fees and fines and settlement costs. This unfairness is going to bother you. Your adversaries are not reasonable. Any explanation you provide will not be heard unless, of course, your words can be used against you. Your only effective weapon, the only one that makes your opponents go away, your trump card, your get-out-of-jail-free card is documents, evidence. Dated prior to any incident, they are factual and will refute any fictional account your opponent might dream up about you, your motivation, your behavior, your adherence to guidelines, your performance of duty. If you truly appreciate the resentment and frustration you would feel, you'd build your documents in a heartbeat. And some very good news. Since the documents you need record a mandatory fiduciary task, it is perfectly reasonable for the plan or the employer to pay for it. It meets all the fiduciary duties. It follows ERISA. It's for participants. It's at reasonable fees. It's prudent and without conflicts of interest. As fiduciary, you can demand that the plan pay for services that assist you in performing your fiduciary duty. It's why you hire professional money managers. You do want to get out of the way of this train wreck, don't you? Good. You'll feel so much better. Free up your time for more profitable tasks and more fun activities, and feel calmer, more confident, more relaxed, more in control of your retirement plan fiduciary risk, and be ready to tackle new challenges. I'm on your side and really glad to be of service. So, welcome. And please, get started now.